Good morning, dear students. How are you all? I hope you are fine at your places. So, today we are going to start with the new chapter that is Wonderful Waste. So, wonderful basically means good, something that is good, and waste is when we waste the things unnecessarily, when we don't utilize them in proper way. So, we will study regarding wonderful waste in this chapter, and we will see how this cook make the wonderful waste into something wonderful, and he utilized all the waste. So let's start with the reading. Once the Maharaja of Travancore. So here the reading starts. Once the Maharaja of Travancore ordered a grand dinner in his palace. In the afternoon, before the dinner, the Maharaja entered the kitchen to survey the dishes that had been prepared for the feast. What are you going to do with those vegetable scraps? He asked the cook, pointing to the basket of scraps near the cook. The cook replied, they are waste. We will throw them away. You cannot waste all these bits and pieces of vegetables. Find a way to use them. So the king ordered him to find a way to use them. The Maharaja commanded sternly and walked away. The cook was in a fix and kept staring at the vegetable scraps for some time. Suddenly, an idea flashed across his mind. He took all the vegetables with bits, washed them, and cleaned them well. He put them in a huge pot and placed it on the fire to cook. Next, he ground some fresh coconut, green chilies, and garlic together. He added this paste and some salt to the cooking vegetables. A tempting smell started coming from the pot. Now he whipped some curd and added to the curry. He also poured a few spoonfuls of coconut oil and decorated the dish with curry leaves. Now, lo and behold, the new dish was ready. The cook served this new dish to the guests that evening. Everyone was eager to know the name of new dish. The cook thought, and he was thinking that, and then a name came to his mind. He named it Avial. Avial became famous all over Kerala and now is one of the dishes in traditional Kerala feast. Avial. And imagine it all came from a basket of waste. Now, starting with the story and the summary of the story again, it is a story that tells us about the famous dish from Kerala known as Avial. And this also tells that how can we utilize waste by getting creative. How a cook in palace who is faced with a situation using the waste, and the king demanded him to use the waste material, waste vegetables. And he tells us that how he involved his creativity and made use of that waste and turned into something absolutely good and wonderful. So, further, this story throws light on the famous dish avial. Avial is a famous dish in Kerala, and how this incident led it to become a traditional Kerala feast. Whenever a function in Kerala, a feast in Kerala is there, avial is always made. Other than that, it also contains the ingredients the cook used in his dish along with the waste materials. All in all, it is a quite an interesting story that will help the learners to appreciate the waste products and how to utilize the waste products into something creative and how to avoid the unnecessary wastage in life. So I hope the chapter is clear to all the students. So once again we will recapitulate the story. Recapitulating the chapter once again, the chapter tells us the story of Kerala. Kerala is a state in India that lies in the southern part of India. So it tells us about a wonderful waste, and once upon a time there was Maharaja of Travancore. He ordered a grand dinner in his palace. सो महाराजा एक बारी क्या करते हैं, ग्रैंड डिनर ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं अपने पैलेस में. एंड इन द आफ्टरनून बिफोर द डिनर ही चेक ऑल द डिशेस what the cook has prepared. So Maharaja asked the cook that what he is going to do with the vegetable scraps, with the waste vegetables. So the cook said that they are waste and he will throw them away. But Maharaja was angry. He said, you cannot waste all these pieces of vegetables. You have to find a way to use them. So the Maharaja commanded him sternly, means strictly, to strictly warned him to check the vegetables and make utilize the vegetables, and he walked away. The cook was in a dilemma. Fix means he was confused and kept staring at the vegetable scraps for some time. He kept on staring. वो देखता रहा कि अब मैं क्या करूँ इन vegetables का. Suddenly an idea flashed across his mind. What was that idea? That he took all the vegetable bits and washed them and cleaned them very well, and he cut them into long strips, and he put them into a huge pot and placed it on fire to cook. Now he thought of using that vegetables to prepare a dish. He put some fresh coconut, green chilies, garlic together in it for preparing a new dish. So he added this paste and some salt to that new dish, to all the vegetables, and a very good, tempting, delicious smell started coming out from the pot. Tempting means delicious. Now he whipped some curd. Whipped karna means ऐसे mix करके some curd and added to the curry. He also poured a few spoonfuls of coconut oil and decorated the dish with curry leaves. Lo and behold, the new dish was ready. The cook was very happy. The new dish was ready and it was very tempting. Now, the cook served this new dish to the guests that evening, and everyone was very eager to to know the name of that dish. So, the cook thought, and then a name came to his mind, and he named it Avial. Avial. You can see the pronunciation also. Yeah, Avial. He named it avial, and avial was a dish which became famous all over Kerala, and it is now one of the dishes that is served in traditional fest. Traditional fest या कोई मेला होता है या कोई dinner organize होता है, it is served there. And now we are going to discuss the word meanings. So starting with the word meanings, when a fix means in a situation hard to escape from. Flash across the mind means suddenly think of. Lo and behold. Lo and behold means look what a surprise. And traditional feast means a meal for many guests served on a special occasion. So I hope the chapter is clear to you. Kindly go through the chapter once again, and if still any problem is there, you can message me anytime, and do try to read the chapter, make a video and do send it to me. Bye all of you, take care.